A good neighbor team is a group of people who come together in order to walk alongside a family or couple or person who arrives in the United States as a refugee. And our goal is to help them become independent, to make sure that they feel safe where they're living, get involved in the schools, in language programs, those kinds of things, and to make them feel loved.
World Relief reached out to us and asked if we would consider starting a Good Neighbor team, a second Good Neighbor team. We had previously welcomed another family from Afghanistan.
The night we met at the airport, we had made signs. We were so excited. We're like, finally, we've trained for this. We're ready. Here they come. They had the biggest smiles on their faces, even though they had to have been exhausted. So we're getting them ready to go out the door. I said something about, we will call you, we'll be in touch, but we don't want to bother you. And he said, it's no bother, you're my family now. We are family. And he motioned to all of us who were there, you are family. And it feels like that when we go over. Joa was pregnant when they came. I took her to her first prenatal appointment, and she was immediately sent to the hospital because her blood pressure was very high. She was in triage there. They tried to slow down the blood pressure, lower it, and things weren't working.
I also remember the moment where Diana texted our team, and the message was that they were rushing Joa into an emergency C-section and asking our whole team to pray. And just how powerful it was. They'd only been here 3 weeks, but to feel the intense desire, the intense care and need to right then pray for her safety, pray for the baby's safety.
I was the first to see the baby. Joa was not doing real well at that point. We were together all day long. It was a very good bonding time. And so he stayed at the hospital for a little bit, and the nurses asked him what the baby's name was. And they both just said, it's Mark. And they said, if it was a girl, it would have been Diana. So we have Big Mark and Baby Mark.
I think something that we all can think about is that navigating the healthcare system, the school district, et cetera, is difficult even when you know the language. There can be a lot of paperwork, red tape. You need to be an advocate for yourself. And so imagine if you don't have the language and you don't understand the system, just how much more intense and how frustrating that must be.
They do have a strong faith, and I think that does help them weather this, and of course we share that with them too. One of the things that Biamungu asked me to do when I would go over and visit, he would say, would you pray? He and I would stand in the middle of a room and we'd start to pray, and I could feel the whole family coming up. And within a few minutes, everybody was standing around there in the middle of the room. And I could tell that, Biamungu felt strongly that that was important as kind of a foundation, a rock, a kind of, strength that they relied on to get through all this difficulty.
I think part of being a good neighbor to refugees is educating the people around us about what refugees go through, how important it is to be accepting and loving and patient. I think that's probably one of the biggest parts for me that I really came to realize.
It has been amazing and joyful for me to see the depth of Christian faith, the depth of discipleship that they're embodying. It is beautiful and expresses, I think, the heart of what Jesus wants us to be and to do.
I would say to be on a good neighbor team, you need to be prepared to be uncomfortable, and that's okay. You will be inconvenienced, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But the good far outweighs those two little things that just seem to not matter anymore.